You know, everybody wants a barn find, and we've got one here. One of the 6 that we've just recently acquired. Now, to get this thing up and out and on the road, it hasn't been too terrible, but we haven't got there yet either. And I have to say, well, I've done some work. Hasn't been tremendously hard, but it hasn't been the easiest either. But we got some big plans for today. What we're actually going to do is take this one for a cruise, and it's been off the road for about 20 or 30 years or so. Now, that says a lot considering we don't have but a couple of days in this thing. But I've been saving for you guys one of the brakes. That's this one. If you remember, whenever we were trying to load this thing up, that one was bound up. Oh man, the brakes are stuck on it. Bad word! And we almost drug it whenever we were trying to winch it onto the trailer. Jeez, come on. This next step is probably going to be a little bit of a struggle just to get the darn brake drum off of there. But, you know, we do this because we like it, right? Well, first thing we got to do is jack the car up and then pop off his hubcap, and there's a pretty good chance there's a critter or two going to be up under there. You know, there's nothing quite like the sound of these old school hubcaps coming off. Kind of disappointing. Except for right there, some spider eggs. Heck. More critters. Now, that's what I was talking about a little earlier. Y'all see how that's moving around? But it'll be fine. We're not restoring it right yet. We're just trying to get it off the trailer. Because that's the way this setup is just kind of made, that the drum itself doesn't come off part of the hub in there. So maybe this won't be too terrible. But either way, it's all for the right reasons. Come on, man. There we go. Ugh. They have knockouts on it, which is up there, which is a little thing you can knock this plug out if you see this little oval. But if it was down here, that would mean we could adjust the shoes in. So to make that happen, we either got to fight this thing all the way around here, or we get to try to pry this thing off of there. That's what I'm going to do. It did roll, so that tells you it's not technically stuck. It just means it's, you just kind of walk it off of there. Oh, that's a good sound. It's moving. Oh yeah, this ain't too bad. Well, I shouldn't have said that. We ain't done yet. A little jiggly. I like a little jiggle in action. Ah! There was a method to that. Shoes here are a little thin, but that's okay. Like I said, we're just trying to get this thing so we can drive it. We're not restoring it. Probably should have bought some brake shoes, but so what we got to do is get this thing off of here and our brake hose. Now, a lot of times your modern mechanics, if they are of the age of like 30 or less, they ain't never seen nothing like that. Everything nowadays is all drum or disc brake. Y'all like my technique, don't you? This is the aggressive one. Little tip for you if you haven't ever worked on drum brakes. Start taking stuff apart. Put stuff on this side, on this one, this side on there. Don't put it all together. Get it? Save that. Now watch this. Oh! Now up in here is this big bolt thing that we've got to unscrew this little stud to remove that. And we also got to take our brake hose off. A lot of times on them old cars, that tube nut gets seized onto the line, and whenever you go to take it apart, you kind of like twist it up, break it off. But luckily this one isn't that way. Ow! Getting too anxious. Ah, yeah. Now this is one of the big failures that happens on these old cars. You'll notice this thing is all dry rotted. Now I know that's on the outside. This hose is this bad out here. Imagine what it's like on the inside. There's like an inner liner in there, and they will collapse, kind of have like a blister in it. And sometimes whenever you actuate the fluid, meaning you push your pedal and it moves fluid out, it comes out of here, and whenever you go to release it and it goes back, well, it hits that pocket and won't let it out. And then next thing you know, your brakes are froze up, and the only way it kind of will release is over time. It slowly bleeds off. So putting in a new set of hoses, especially one of these old ones, is wise to do. Plus, you don't want to have to Hail Mary it all of a sudden, burst the line, kill somebody, damage your car, all that kind of nonsense. Now, get back to taking this thing apart. Less all dramatic, scary and stuff conversation. Ain't that neat? Hasn't even come off of there yet. Whew. It's weird. It's like that one bolt that holds your whole braking system on this one wheel. It's tight. You never would have guessed. And then your old part's off. Ugh. Yeah, just out of experience, just fit that hose in there. I have run into where hose don't match wheel cylinder, or we're in the middle of the reassembly process. See, drum brakes really aren't that complicated. Put all your body into it. It's where that working out with that thigh masters really helped. May sound like I'm enjoying myself, because I am. Now here's my fancy homemade tool. A little U-shaped groove cut in there. I took a grinder, kind of made that thing. And all this is a piece of 3/8 solid stock. Take those little brackets and springs, put that U on that stud, and then slide her on there. Hook her spring in. This is where it gets exciting. This little guy. Just go. Bam. Living life on the edge has the best view, right? Now we just gotta put the hose on. Come on. Ugh. Gooey. What I like to do on a wheel bearing is you tighten it up, kind of clench her down, back it off till just when it's like ever so slightly it stops. That tells you pretty close. Now we're working with some old junk here, and I'd give you the suggestion of not cinching her down too tight, because there's some built-in tolerances to that stuff. Now here's the trick too. There it is. Grease cap. Heck yeah. we has to do some hand jobbing. I would also recommend that you not breathe this stuff, because I'm sure it's full of antivitamins. All we're gonna do, like I said, is rub off some of this funk, slap her together, and see where we're at. Heck yeah. Now we just need to put a master cylinder on it and do some bleeding. The brakes. Bleed the brakes. I don't need to leak. Cool. You guys gotta check out my tar. That's dry right. We don't need to be taking this thing very far down the road. See all that there? That's where it's sitting in that barn. See, the rubber is just crumbling off of it. That is a recipe for perishing. It's one thing to just take this thing down the road like 15, 20 miles an hour. This is another thing to strike out for a few hundred miles. I'm not saying you couldn't make it. I'm just gambling to say you wouldn't make it. Cheers! Now we got to get the juice box off of here, and we can get a new one on. One more. Now this little master cylinder is kind of a cute little thing. And what's kind of interesting about it is if you've ever drove an old car from about 1955 to say 1970, and that even includes pickup trucks, there's a pretty good chance that a part like this was on that car. This thing fits so many different vehicles. Now, one thing that is a little scary about this old school setup is this is just a single bore juice box, if you will. That means whenever you pour fluid in here and you hit the brakes, this one reservoir feeds all four wheels. Now, its new design that replaced this thing has got a dual port in it, one on the front and one on the back, one for the front lines, one for the rear. And what was kind of handy about that is if you sprung a leak and you had to hit the brakes, well, you just wouldn't keep pumping until all of a sudden, you know, the pool's dry. Having those two separate ones allowed you to have some brakes, which could have saved some lives. Bet that don't fit there. Kinda. We can go through there, baby. Yep. This process is slow. Got to get all those bubbles out. I don't know if I've ever said it. Who are we kidding? I have all the time. Now, if you leave that master cylinder cap on there, whenever you take this plug out, it won't be just running away from you. If we were to snap that thing off of there, that juice would be flowing every which way. Alrighty, now it's time to bleed the brakes. And I don't want to bore you guys with that. Because bleeding brakes sucks. And it can take a lot of time sometimes. Not gonna lie. Do 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 do. Brakes are bled, fuel system's taken care of. It's pretty much time to take this thing for its first ride in like 20 something years. You know, getting to drive a car like this is a pretty big deal. Problem is right now, it's really just gravity working. Be a lot cooler if it was running. It's like it wants to get worked on. It's like, let's get it to the shop. But it's all good. What we are gonna do is take the thermostat out of it, gut the valve, pour some water in this thing, and then drive it. As long as the radiator and the engine will hold majority of the water in there and it not pour out like you're pouring it out like a boot, if you know what I mean. So, need me a 9/16, some side cutters. Now this thing's got water in it. I didn't know it had water in it. We still gonna gut that thermostat. And then we're gonna take her for a cruise. I ain't having coolant in it. That makes me feel better. Some of them other cars we looked at didn't have all that in there. So, my tools here. We're gonna take this air cleaner off to get us a little bit of room. Set this on the ground. We've got to take these two bolts here off. This thing's gonna have coolant in it. Yeah, antifreeze, that's a good sign. You take an old car out of storage and it having goop in it or water in it, that can be a little scary. Somebody put one of them bypass valves in that thing so it'll do just that. Now what we're gonna do, dang, I hate to cut that thing up. It's a made in the USA thermostat. It's 180 degree. Whoo, that's hot for an old car. AC Delco. Man, that could be a dang brand or a new one from back in the day. I hate to cut that thing up. A dilemma. Yep, go and cut it. Hate to, but I'm gonna cut it. The reason I'm taking that valve out is because if that thing was to stick closed, it causes the car to overheat. And we don't want that. With this old car like we're working on, there's a pretty good chance that there's some debris floating around in there, if you know what I mean. And that gasket lifted right off of there. I'm gonna try to save my gasket. Put some of this gasket in the tube on it. Find my old trusty pocket knife here. I don't want to be too violent with this old rubber hose either. And that gasket is in bad shape. Now all we need is a rag. Would be handy if we had a new gasket. Some of that goop. Be back in a minute. I just want you guys to know that I'm a far better mechanic than this normally, but our goal here is just to drive this thing today. So I'm gonna have to, of course, give me a thermostat, new gasket, got new hoses and a water pump, and potentially gonna have the radiator refurbished and all that kind of stuff. But that's not the goal for today. Few of you guys may be like, man, you sure are going through a lot of work just to go for a cruise. Scraping all that off. I guess you're right. It's not like I'm spraying brake cleaner on there to get all tannin it's off, it's nice and dried. Gasket. Because it's got them little dibbles in there. You're wondering what a dibble is. It's them indentions. Now we need our bolts. 3 chukka-chukkas. You know what 3 chukka-chukkas are? You notice that impact made 3 chukka-chukkas. Means she's plenty tight. Kind of wish I had a co-pilot. Oh well. Sometimes it's hard to find friends.
Where are your co-pilots, Tommy?
Oh yeah, you guys are my co-pilot. That's right. It's not that I forgot about you. Just didn't know if you wanted to go or not. We probably gonna use a hose pipe to rinse off all this funky antifreeze. Probably wouldn't hurt nothing to get all them remnants of organic matter off of there. No! My pocket knife. It's like I can see it, but I can't touch it. Come on, baby. Come on. Whew. We'd have to take that car apart. We ain't leaving that in there. Got to go. I know these old engine builder kind of mechanic-y guys, I know. Let's call them old sputters, and yeah. They'll tell you, you need to make sure that you use distilled water into your cooling system to maximize blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying that there's a pretty good chance that this cooling system isn't sterilized. Therefore, I'm not putting sterilized water in there. But this is Giles County, Tennessee's finest. Perfect. Hook up a battery. We ain't even putting that up. We're gonna put on an air cleaner. Put on a smile. Heck yeah. Smile on my face. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Big deal. So excited. Kind of giddy. Grown men aren't supposed to be giddy. And I hope the alternator's gonna charge. Purrs like a kitten. Problem is, this kitten's got a stutter. Blub, 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 blub. The thing's got a 5/8 race cam in it, sounds like. Not quite 3/4. I'm hoping it'll clear up once it kind of smooths out. Gets a little limbered up. Dang. That dude's got 60-pound oil pressure. The amperage shows that it's charging. It ain't a lot, but ooh-wee, these old tires are something. I feel like there's people pushing on the wheels. Like, oh, check it out. The steering wheel's turning itself. Brake pedal's pretty good though. We fixed that. I don't want to meet nobody in this middle of nowhere where I live. Come on, baby. Ooh, yeah. Just tooting along. That's all we're doing. Tooting along. There's something satisfying about this, you know, just fixing stuff. Not necessarily storing a car, just making it better. What in the world is that? I don't know. Look at that, folks. 35 mile an hour. It shifts into second. Well, drive, because all it's got is low and drive. Turn the air on. Oh man, yeah. 10 degrees cooler. I ain't brave enough to pull the vent down there. For those of you who know about these old cars, you pull that vent, everything that's in the bottom of the dash comes out at your feet and into your mouth and in your eyeballs. And shoot, I gotta slow down. Getting a little brave there. It's 40 mile an hour in a curve. You can tell the tires are starting to kind of flatten out, if you will, or re-rounding themselves out, being stove up for 25 so years. Sitting there looking outside the windshield of this thing across that hood feels pretty cool. My first car was a 63. This thing being a 64, it's got the same dash, all that in it. Steering wheel's very similar. Kind of jogs the memory of them good old days. And that's what these old ones are about. These old cars seem to have a soul to them. When you think about it, people ride around and look for an old car, and you see one, feels good. You're excited about it. Makes you feel like you've done something. You don't really have that whenever you see like a Hyundai or, you know, something like that out there. Not saying they're not important or you're not supposed to have them, because you are. I mean, you gotta have means of transportation. These old ones are just different. Check out that odometer moving around. Not that that's setting the world on fire. This car is living life again. I don't think the people back on the assembly line, when they were putting together a pea green 1964 Impala Bel Air 4-door, that they were gonna be like making somebody's day. This feels pretty good. Can't wait to see this thing all spit shined up. Do a little more mechanicking. Get some tires on it, of course. I got both fingers crossed. I ain't gonna lie that we don't have some kind of blowout, because I ain't got a key to the trunk. I don't know if there's a spare back there. And we're just driving further and further and further away from the shop. Good news is, I know a lot of folks out here, so the walk may not be as long as it could be.
It was at this moment he knew he messed up.
But still, you get to fix a flat. I don't even know if I have a tire to fit this thing. All them kind of dynamics. Oh geez, that's fine. You're bigger than me. That's good, yeah fellas. That's good, appreciate it. Thank you for all your hard work. You too. I don't want to turn my wipers on. Uh-oh. I think we just run out of gas. We absolutely did. Come on, baby. Don't leave us hanging here on the side of the road. Please. It really did just die. Another guy lives up there. I wonder if I could keep it rolling. Here comes a guy in a trailer. We'll let him get by. Can't really turn the hazards on because this car don't have any hazards. Uh-oh. I think that is a sign of it being out of gas. Yep, it is out of gas. Let's see if we can push it up to the neighbor's house. Yep, this is great. So the fella up here, he cuts grass and stuff, I believe. Maybe he'll have like a quota some petrol. I knew I should have put more gas in it than this. We're gonna park it in his driveway though. At least get my beauty off the road. Be my mom. Hey, Mom. So it's gonna be. Love this lady. She's. They're not even answering. This is not good. Come on.
Yes, this is Thomas and Loretta.
Answer machine.
Leave us a brief message.
Dad don't have a cell phone. Let's try my neighbor. I really hope he answers. Oh. Come on, bro.
Your call has been forwarded to an
No
automatic
friends.
messaging
This
system.
is awesome. Ah! Well, there's some dudes up there in the construction site. I could go up there and see if they got any push water. By the time I get up there and walk back, this guy get home or my dad a call or something like that. But let's try the wife. I don't know if that's not worth it. We're not calling the wife. We'll call her. At least get her opinion of what we should do. I bet she's not even in town. I bet she's like out spending money somewhere. Well, three strikes and that means you're out, right?
Please leave your message for
Going for a field trip. Guess we can walk next door. Hey, puppy. We gotta have this dog's mindset. Hey, baby. Hey, puppy. You don't need to be this close to the road. It's a good day for a walk. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
How are you today?
Okay.
Better than me. I run out of gas.
Oh no.
Didn't know if I could buy a gallon of gas from you all. I'm parked over here.
I don't know. Let me. Hang on a second. Let me call my husband.
Sure.
No, I can't hear you. You're all staticky.
That looks like gas. I can
Smells
smell
like
it.
gas.
Okay.
Would you drop this back off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Here you go.
Alrighty. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
My arm's tingling. Sometimes they say that's like a sign of heart attack. I think it's just that jug. I also should be thankful that it's not 5 gallons of gas. That'd be twice as heavy as this one. Note to self, bring water and make sure there's gas in the vehicle you're going to joyride. No, we're good. Y'all go ahead. We'll just put this in there and be right on the road. It's a nice neighborhood. Now I'm praying this is all it really is. Booyah. We're gonna put all of that in there. Ah! Don't be wasteful. Got my steps in for the day. expecting that. Come on, pick up the fuel. Come on. That's what it was. Now we gotta take them kind folks their jug back. I should know better. Should have known better. Man, yeah. It's amazing what a little bit of gas in the tank can do. Even running out of gas, today's still a pretty good day. Get to cruise around in an old car. 85 or so out. Got the AC on. Feels pretty good. This is the road I live on. There's about 3 people past me. Pop's home now. He didn't answer the phone. He probably knew I was broke down and didn't want to come. Called you.
Why'd you call me?
I called the house. I just run out of gas.
No.
Yeah.
I've got a 5-gallon can.
Yeah, but your phone not being answered.
You couldn't get a hold of
Yeah.
it. No, I got gas.
Yeah. You could have saved the day. You didn't answer. I called Bodie. He didn't answer. And then I called Kimberly. She didn't answer. So the next step was to go to the neighbor's house. Those 2 neighbors didn't answer.
30 minutes later.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, your luck got out of work today, so if I'd only took that with me. Yeah, enough. I'm going back to work.